In today's gospel, Jesus walks on water, goes out to his apostles, who he left for several hours. And the apostles see, this is at 3 o'clock in the morning, so it's probably pitch dark, and they see some figure walking across the water. Of course, they're terrified. They think it's a ghost. And Jesus said, "Don't be afraid, it's me." And Peter says, "Well, if it's you, ask me to come out, command me to come out to you." So Peter, of course, is happy to see Jesus again after a while, and he loves Jesus and wants to be with him, and he's excited now that here Jesus is doing another amazing thing, walking across water, and asks him if he can do it too. So he's excited to a certain extent, and excited to be with Jesus and to go to him, and Jesus calls him, and so he goes. And then, of course, he looks at the wind and the waves and the night and the dark, and he's afraid, and takes his sight off Jesus and starts to sink, and immediately calls out to Jesus, who goes over to him and grabs him quickly and saves him, brings him back. This, of course, is a symbol to us of the distractions we can have in the world, taking our mind off of Jesus and Mary, and thinking too much about the natural things, the things that worry us, things that scare us, and to take our focus off of Jesus. Instead, we should have our focus totally on Jesus and Mary. Even in the midst of our occupations and work, our heart should be totally absorbed in him, doing everything for our Lord and Our Lady. And if we do, we won't be distracted by worldly concerns, or not so much. And this is always the challenge to us in our prayers, not to be totally absorbed in our prayers, in those who we are communicating with God, Jesus, Mary, and the saints. To be absorbed in them, to love them. If we love God and we love Jesus intimately, deeply, these other things will dissipate, and we will stay focused on our Lord. That's the love that we need to have, and we need to concentrate on putting aside distractions and worldly concerns and attractions and things, and stay focused on our Lord, and not be diverted, and not to let worldly concerns and worries and frightening things defocus us from Jesus and Mary. And we look at that, and Mary, Our Lady, and St. Mary Magdalene, St. John at the time of crucifixion of Jesus, they put aside all the rebukes and blasphemies and persecutions, and they went straight to the cross to be with Jesus. They kept their focus on Jesus, and they didn't care about the ridicule that they received. Mary Magdalene, after the resurrection, didn't even care about the angels in the tomb. All she cared about was Jesus and finding his body and being with him. Could think of other saints too that had that deep love for our Lord, that made them focus and be absorbed in Jesus. St. Joseph of Cupertino, who always just had to see an image of Our Lady or a cross, and he would fly to it and be caught up and absorbed in that, and he would fly, literally. We have so many beautiful examples of that focus and not being distracted, but staying focused on Jesus and Mary. Of course, that takes a deep prayer life and a deep love for God, which we have to nourish and maintain and keep and make it grow. So let us do that today, and from the inspiration of this gospel.